Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing good. My name is Maitri Shah and I'm so glad to see you on my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 3 ways of how you can think creatively. I learned about this super simple yet effective concept from this amazing book. Now before we move ahead, can you please subscribe and hit the bell icon? And I'm also active on the linked social media platforms, so do please follow me on the social media platforms mentioned in the description below. So now let's first understand what is creative thinking. When I say creative thinking, it doesn't mean that you have to be extraordinary in one particular field, or you have to be an artist, or you have to do something which is like very creative. It doesn't mean that. Actually, creative thinking is something that you have to follow in order to do things differently in your daily life. It basically means that you have to free yourself from the traditional thought process that you have in your mind. So now let's understand what is traditional thinking. Traditional thinking is something that has been taught right from our childhood. It is one particular mindset that we tend to follow. Even though if it does not feel productive, we still keep on following it because that is what we have been taught from a very early age. Say for example, right from your childhood, you might have been taught to follow a particular set of rules like the society norms, the traditions, the customs, or how you should behave in your life or how you should follow your things in life. Now when you start growing up, those things might not be the best fit according to the time or according to the generation. But you still keep on following those things because you have that traditional system rooted in your mindset and you don't feel like getting out from it. So when you don't free yourself from traditional thought, you actually block your mind, you actually block your mindset, and you actually block your thoughts from being creative, from doing things with a different perspective. See, with passing time and generation, you have to keep on unlearning your old habits, you have to learn and you have to relearn new habits. And only if you do this, you'll be able to grow more creatively and more progressively. Now, in order to make this shift in your life, all you have to do is follow these 3 simple steps. Now, the first thing to do is you have to become receptive to new ideas, meaning you have to become open-minded to new ideas. Now, by now you might be already thinking that you are already open-minded and that you don't need to hear anything on that. So before you end this video, give this a thought. How many times have you told yourself that you want to follow one particular thing in one particular way just because you have been doing it from quite a while? For example, when your friends or colleague ask you to invest in something new, or when they ask you to work in a different way, how many times have you told them that you might or you would prefer sticking to the old plan just because it has been already working fine and just because you are way comfortable in doing that in that way? See, it's perfectly fine to follow simple things in life or to follow a routine in the way you have been doing it. But when someone suggests something new, try to give it a thought. By doing this, you will let your mind be more open-minded. You will let your mind think more analytically and critically and deeply. And this is very important because at times it happens that when we start thinking about something new, we start getting new ideas, we start finding solutions of how it can be done, and at times that new proposed idea might even work wonders for us. And when you start implementing this thing, you will definitely see a change happening in your basic routine life as well. So always be open-minded when someone suggests you something new, because by doing this, you will let your mind open more creative doors for you. Now the second thing is start experimenting new things. Now this is quite relatable to what I mentioned in step 1. See, in order to start thinking creatively, you have to start making baby steps or start taking baby steps in your general day-to-day life. Say for example, you want to start exercising but you are not able to wake up early, and so you have excused yourself from not doing it. Now right here, you have to think in a different way. You have to start figuring out how you can spare at least 20 minutes every evening so that you can exercise. By doing this, you will be letting your traditional approach go away and you will let the creative system flow in your body. Now, once you start taking baby steps and once you are quite successful in those baby steps, start experimenting new things in your career, in your passion, in your goals. When you start experimenting new things in a bigger way, in a better approach, you will start finding out more solutions, and you'll also see how from like living a basic life, how your life is getting to a new approach, of how your goals are getting determined, of how you're able to focus on more important things rather than always excusing yourself from not doing things which you actually want to do. Now the last step is be progressive and not regressive, meaning be forward and not backwards. Now let's understand this with a simple example. Say for example that your friend suggests you that you should start investing in real estate or in stocks. Now even before giving it a thought, you completely reject that idea, because right from childhood you have seen and you have heard your parents saying that stock markets or real estate is a very risky trade. See, it's okay for them to have that thought, but for you it is not okay being in this generation, because you at least have to give that suggested thought and idea. You have to at least explore that field. You have to at least learn about that thing. It's okay if you don't follow it, but by totally rejecting the idea, you are settling yourself in a very comfortable place. You are not risking your life. I'm not saying that you should right away invest, but you should at least learn. Now, if I talk about my life, there has been a shift in my life with the third point, especially only when I realized it. Like right from childhood, my father used to say that you should always sleep on time. But I never did so. You know how we adults are, like even in my teens or in my adult age, I never did it. But I started doing it from last 1 year. There was a time when I realized that by just not sleeping till late night, I'm not doing good for my body. So when I started sleeping right on time, between 9:30 to 10, I realized that how balanced my life started being. Like by sleeping at 10 p.m. and by waking up at 6 a.m., I had a whole lot of day to do so many things. I started feeling energized and I started having a balanced view of my life. So this was one shift that was taught to me, that was suggested to me, but I only did it when I felt right doing it, and that is perfectly fine. You should do it only when you feel right, but you should always have that thought in your subconscious mind. You should always think that maybe I should give it a thought, maybe I should at least learn about it, maybe I should at least implement it for some time. So you have to always be progressive in whatever ideas or in whatever thoughts people suggest you. You at least have to learn about those things. I really hope that these 3 simple steps help you in thinking creatively, not just in your career life or in your work life, but also in your personal life and also in your day-to-day life. It has really helped me in doing all these things. I feel the 3 points are very interconnected, and once you start doing it, you will realize how much impact it is doing for yourself and for your life in a very positive way. If you found this video helpful, useful, do please like and comment on my video. And if you have any topics or any suggestions on any of my videos, please feel free to comment below, and also you can message me on Instagram. I would be more than happy to connect with you. Thank you for watching my video, and do please subscribe and hit the bell icon. See you on next Wednesday. Thank you.